Alrighty, boys. So these are the 7 foods I avoid to reveal my abs. A lot of people look at me on the right and they're like, "Oh, he eats so healthy. He probably eats so many whole foods or whatnot, or such high protein." But they really don't know exactly what I eat. They don't understand that getting ripped and getting your dream physique, especially coming from a starting point that you're basically starting from scratch. Like I wasn't born with great genetics. I wasn't born with any amount of muscle mass. Like I had to start from scratch. I lost a bunch of weight and then I became the skinny fat. I got the skinny fat body on the left, and then I had to get ripped from scratch. So these are the 7 foods I avoided. It's not just about eating healthy. It's not just about eating whole foods. It's about eating strategically. And then at the end, I'm going to tell you exactly what I do eat. So firstly, acai bowls. So these are decent because they are pretty filling. And if you just took the acai bowl, just put fruits, like you have your strawberries, banana, and then the acai filling at the bottom. If you just took that, that's fine. It's only going to be like 200 calories, but then when you add 300 calories of peanut butter and almond butter, 300 calories of granola, then that's like half your calories for the day if you're on a cut, and it's not going to be beneficial because it barely has any protein. This whole bowl will have like 7 grams of protein, mainly just coming from the almond butter, and like I was saying, it is good with just fruit, but once you add all this extra ingredients, granola, coconut, peanut butter, almond butter, it just spikes the calories. It's not worth it. Number 2 is sushi. Not very filling whatsoever. It's just these little bite-sized pieces, and they are healthy, but they're very high calories, and that's the problem here. Very low protein as well. Like, yeah, it does have fish, but fish isn't even like the best protein source, especially with some of the. I mean, if you use like tuna fish, yeah, that's good, but if you're using like salmon, it's still healthy, but it has a lot more fats, which spikes the calories. So not a great option as well. Number 3 is salad. So this is a big problem I see. A lot of the people that I know that are trying to get in shape but don't really know what they're doing just go to salads instantly because it's like the go-to healthy food. It's like the greenest food on the planet, but it's not going to get you ripped. It may help. It may help you lose a bit of weight because it'll keep you full for low calories, but it has no protein. And for the amount of food you're consuming, it's going to be hard to hit your protein goal for that day for most people. And that's what's most important. You need to lift weights, you need to eat high protein, and that will get you ripped over time as long as you're in a calorie deficit. But if you're just eating salads, even if you throw a little bit of grilled chicken in there, like the main dominant macronutrient in that food are carbs. You're just eating a carb source. When in reality, every meal should be centered around protein. Grilled chicken breast, lean ground beef, lean ground turkey, steak, eggs, some fish. Like those should be the centerpieces to your meals as opposed to a salad. Number 3, nuts. So nuts are healthy foods. Like you'll get the gist that all these foods are healthy foods. These foods aren't going to ruin your health. But if you're focused on getting cut, getting ripped, these foods are really going to make it hard to do that because you take nuts, for example, they're so high in calories. They are a fat source. They have a little bit of protein, but they are packed with healthy fats. Now, this is good to a certain extent, but if you're focused on getting ripped and you need to stay under your calorie limit while hitting your protein goal while staying as full as possible, they're really bad for it because they're so tiny. You could have, like this, if I had a handful of nuts right here, this would be like 250 calories, just like a little handful. And you could have like a pound and a half of watermelon for the same amount of calories. So they're not filling, they're calorie bombs, and yes, they do have healthy fats if you need them for that day, but don't go to them as a protein source or as a snack just to fill you up because they're not going to help you do that. Number 5, chips and pretzels. So I put these specific pictures on this for a reason because a lot of guys I see, or just a lot of people in general, think that because they got their chips from Trader Joe's and that they're kettle cooked and that they're, I don't know, gluten-free, vegan, they have all these different labels on them, that they're just somehow healthy and they're just somehow helpful for getting ripped. And while they may be healthier than Doritos, getting healthy doesn't get you ripped. They're not filling whatsoever. No one's getting full off chips or pretzels. They're high calories and they're carb sources. They have no protein, and in even like these healthy options that I see, they're not going to help get you ripped. They're just going to maybe help fill you up a teeny tiny bit, but it's going to cost you like 300 calories. It's not worth it whatsoever. Number 6 are these protein bars. So I put protein in quotations because all of these listed aren't actually protein bars, even though they say protein bars. They're just higher protein versions than like the normal versions of themselves. Like you see Nature Valley bars, these only have like 10 grams of protein per bar. That's terrible. That 10 grams of protein per bar, and it's like 200 to 250 calories per bar. That's a terrible ratio. So all of these protein bar options you see on the left are really not protein bars. They're usually either carb bars or fat bars. Like these Cliff bars right here, they have a little bit of protein, maybe like 10 grams, but really these are like a meal replacement bar. They're not meant to get you as much protein for as low calories as possible, as opposed to like a Quest bar, a David bar, a Pure Protein bar, a Built Puff bar. Like those are really good for getting you ripped because they're packed with protein compared to the amount of calories in the bar. But you take something like this, it's like half the amount of protein for the same amount of calories. Terrible. And number 7 is bread. Bread is honestly just a waste of calories. And this is going to piss people off. People are going to be like, oh, well, bread doesn't make you fat. I'm not saying bread makes you fat. I'm not saying if you have bread, you can't get ripped. I'm just saying it's going to make it substantially harder to get ripped because you're going to have to compensate a lot more calories, compromise a lot more calories for something that doesn't really do much for you. Like for me, I used to have a lot of sandwiches, a lot of subs, a lot of buffalo chicken subs. But I don't want to put 250 to 300 calories in a sub just for the bread. So instead, I just put it all in a bowl, and instead, I can put a lot more ingredients in the bowl. I can make it taste a lot better, and I'm going to make it 10 times more filling. Bread has no protein. It has like a tiny bit of protein. It's not really filling. It has no benefit. And instead, just mix your ingredients in a bowl. And now, for the foods I eat, and they need to check off at least like 2 of these boxes. They need to be low in calories, high in protein, and filling. So you look at these options on the right. Watermelon, it's filling and it's low calories. Potatoes, it's filling and it's decently low calories. Strawberries, filling, low in calories. Grilled chicken breast, I would never make grilled chicken breast like this. I know this looks super fancy with the lemons on it. Usually I just make grilled chicken breast on my grill, cut it up in a bunch of pieces, and then throw it in a bowl. Grab a potato, cut it up, throw it in a bowl, mix it all together, throw in some ketchup, throw in some hot sauce, and just mix it all together, and it's delicious. But you take grilled chicken breast. It's low calories, high protein, and it's filling. So all these are just 4 options. But I use this as an example to show you what it looks like to get ripped. These are the foods I eat every single day. If I'm hungry and I'm already pretty decently close to my protein goal for the day, or I plan to hit it, then I'll have some strawberries, I'll have some watermelon. If I'm low on my protein goal for the day, then I focus on having my protein bars, protein shakes, or a meat. And in general, every food that I'm having is pretty low in calories. I'm not really having anything that's very high in calories compared to the size of the food. Unless I'm very low on fats for the day, maybe I'll have some butter, some eggs, or some peanut butter or nuts. But that's pretty rare. Usually I get my fat through secondary sources where I just have my meals and I come pretty close to my fat goal. I don't really need to strategically go out and get fat sources most of the time. Sometimes I do though. But these are the 7 foods I avoided, and these are the foods I eat to get ripped. If you want some more guidance and you want to know exactly like what a full grocery list would look like, and you want a full game plan, you want to know how many calories, how much protein you should be eating, you want like a timeline of like how much you should be cutting, when you should start lean bulking. You just want everything made for you. If you don't know me, I'm Daniel Whalen. I'm the owner of Better Lifestyle 365, which is a fitness coaching business which focuses on getting guys ripped. You've seen my transformation, and I showed it at the beginning. So if you want to work with me one-on-one, you can book a call in the description below. I don't work with anybody, so make sure you're serious and you're ready to like actually make this a priority in your life. And we'll talk. We'll build you a game plan, and we'll get you ripped, brother. But other than that, you can follow me on Instagram at BetterLifestyle365. I post my 50 morning push-ups every morning. Today was day 370 out of 1,000 of doing 50 morning push-ups consecutively. So you can follow me on there and see my stories every single morning. And other than that, guys, like and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace out.